Hey, and welcome to What's Driving You Crazy. I'm your host, Esmeralda Zamora, and you're watching KXAN Plus. Today, we're discussing a new study that finds funding past 10 years ago is saving money today for Austin residents. So buckle up, because today we are joined by our KXAN traffic anchor and expert, Erica Brennes. Erica, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Yeah, it's a Monday in December. It's chilly outside, and I've got all of the holiday to-dos on my brain this morning. I'm like, what are we doing? What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing good, and I'm sure that the holiday traffic is kind of getting into everyone's schedules in the morning.
Girl, the traffic on Saturday and even yesterday, I'm like, we are in it, you guys.
It is rude.
We dove headfirst into holiday traffic on the weekends. Man. It's fun though. You know, there's a lot going on.
Holiday parties, shopping,
lunches, gift exchange, all the things. But yeah, it's busy for sure.
And this topic that we're talking about is a pretty old topic. It happened a while back, but it's now affecting our residents here in Austin and Texas now. Can you tell us about it and what exactly was the vote?
Yeah, okay. So my most recent story was about this report put together by TRIP, which is a transportation research nonprofit. So it's a national transportation research nonprofit, but they focused in their latest findings on Texas. And so what they did was they looked back at these constitutional amendments that passed back in 2014 and 2015. So about 10 years ago, Texan voters passed overwhelmingly, like 80% in 2014 and 83% in 2015. So a large majority of Texans passed to approve these constitutional amendments, which would essentially funnel money that was coming into other buckets, if you will. It redirected portions of the state oil and gas taxes, sales taxes, and then motor vehicle taxes into the state highway fund. So that meant that the state highway fund would get more money for, road construction, pavement, new bridges, improvements from all walks of life, if you will. Not necessarily building like a new toll road, that's obviously very different, but how do we, fund all of these, smaller improvements that potentially lead to bigger changes? And so that's essentially what voters passed 10 years ago. And so they put together, hey, is that money helping, and how, and by how much? So let's break it down by city. And so, yeah, so I have some numbers to share, but
my number one number I want to ask you about that I'm sure all our viewers are wondering is, how much does this save an Austin household per year?
So this finding says, and I'm like, well, do I have this much more in my pocket? Because I fall into this category. So they say that in Austin, the average household saves a total of $2,300.
Wow.
Because of these improvements, which is pretty substantial. But if you think about it, it's kind of like when we're talking about this number, as far as a dollar number, we're talking about it from the standpoint of like, you didn't necessarily spend this money in ways that you could have.
And that's like fixing your vehicle, maintenance, things like that, right?
So, for instance, from like the pavement standpoint, they broke down a portion of that number that is $151. So like if you're driving on rough pavement, your tires wear out faster, right? If you're driving on like nicer conditions, they last a little bit longer. So maybe you're not changing your tires in 2021, you're changing them in 2022. So, it's interesting from that standpoint, because you're like, well, I certainly didn't have $2,300 extra dollars in my family's bank account this year, but could it be adding up? One of the other numbers, let's see, is traffic congestion. So they found that, it has improved the flow of traffic. And so how does that break down? If I'm sitting in traffic for fewer minutes than I would if there hadn't been this new project built or whatnot, or like a bridge built, for instance, or something like that, I might have spent more money in gas. I might have spent more, and so one of this was with traffic congestion. It says that it's 1,000, like basically $1,200, which is so interesting.
Wow.
So you have reduced congestion, improved travel reliability, make your travel time more predictable, cutting the cost of lost time and wasted fuel. So it's like, how do you put that dollar amount on your time? So anyways, I just thought it was really interesting. Oh my God, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with all of these numbers.
Do you see a difference in your daily drive time or your spending for your vehicle?
So that's what it said, that hours lost to congestion. Okay, so that it would have been higher had these amendments not passed. And one of the charge is that if, let's say that if it was called Prop 1 and Prop 7. So if Prop 1 and Prop 7 hadn't passed in 2014 and 2015, that the average Austin driver would have been spending 165 hours, that we would have been basically wasting 165 hours in traffic. But
sitting there in traffic, standstill.
Yeah, but that we have been able to save 47 hours, which is kind of with the passage of Prop 1 and 7. And that, so now, and I thought this would be kind of fun to break this down by large city. So Austin drivers are spending an average of 118 hours in traffic.
I feel that.
Houston, 131. So Houston came in on top.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Austin was second with 118, Dallas 110, and San Antonio 85 hours.
Really? We're more than Dallas? I would think that they're bigger.
Yeah, it's interesting because when you look at the map, like Dallas does have more highways.
Yeah.
So I think that has to help. I mean, when you think about like our northbound, southbound corridors, we have two. We have
I-35. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you have like 183 is over on the east side, 130 is on the far east side.
But how many times do you actually take those routes?
If you have sort of like a central-ish commute from south to central-ish commute
from north,
and I'm talking like within the footprint of like Northwest Austin, right? Like not as many people are going
far west or far east,
or like commuting the whole day or the whole time on east, like southeast 183 and staying on northeast 183, which would keep you on that footprint of like the east side. But I mean, there's so many different routes, right? Which is what makes it challenging. But
and every day at least I'm taking a different route, trying to find what's going to get me there faster, least traffic.
I know, girl, you do have like sort of a typical commuting hour during, and it's rough. I mean, it's not lost on me that I commute at very weird times because
that's good.
I mean, I also wake up at 3:00 in the morning, which makes me crazy. But So, anyways, let me see if there's some other numbers that I want to definitely get out there. But I mean let's talk about this was interesting from a safety standpoint. So traffic safety and fatalities. So from 2015 to 2023, it's estimated that roadway safety improvements made possible by Prop 1 and 7 saved 3,565 lives in Texas.
Wow.
So it says in 2023, traffic crashes in Texas imposed $40 billion of economic costs. So that would entail work and household productivity losses. So if someone is in a major crash and they're hurt, they can't necessarily go work. So how does that trickle down affect the economy, right? It's like thinking about all this. Property damage. So that could be, my goodness, from your vehicle to something on the roadway, a concrete barrier, a traffic pole.
Construction.
Like, all of the things that come with when something was damaged because of a crash. Medical costs, rehabilitation costs, legal and court costs, congestion costs because of the crash, emergency services because of the fire department and the police and the ambulance that was showing up. So when you really can, like when you think about these numbers, right? Like when I did my story, it was like I get just a couple minutes to try to unpack it all. But I love getting to talk to you because I can really like unpack this of like.
And it's a lot of numbers.
Right. Like what is the cost of mobility, you know? So, but I thought from the standpoint of safety, that really resonated for sure for me with a total of 3,565 lives. So if the roads are safer, because there was actually money to go into making those roads safer for whatever reason, whether it's a safer sidewalk or better lighting or better markings or better, maybe they were able to fix something as far as a merge or a turn lane or, you think about all these little things that can be done that to make the road safer. And they are able to put, pen to paper and say, well, in the past, this is how many people died. So we assume with these roads being safer.
It's helping, yeah.
Yeah. And I always think it's interesting to break. So when I talk about, when we go back to that first number that we shared, I'm like, I have all these papers.
2,000, right?
$2,300 saved, or like not spent. Part of that is how much does it cost when someone is hurt or killed in a car crash?
That's interesting. And that's part of the Texas initiative that we spoke about regarding TxDOT and their zero deaths on the road goal.
Yeah, they're oh my God, my brain. Hold on. Project
Zero, yeah.
Zero is it's hold on.
Let me search it.
Vision Zero.
Vision Zero.
I knew it was in there somewhere.
Project Zero. Something like that. But it's hand in hand, right? It's going together.
Yeah. And collectively, I mean, you think with the city, the counties, the state, like everyone's kind of doing what they can. And I know the need is still very, very great. I mean, we just did a story, I think, recently in Taylor about the need for improved sidewalks and pavements and that kind of thing. So it's, everyone has needs. Every county, every city, every town.
Every street,
yeah. Every sidewalk. But it's like how, little by little making these investments, you look, 10-year, decade over decade over decade of how to, because as we get more information, right, we have more data. We have the ability to analyze that data with AI. We have all these cameras that are able to look at the roads. We didn't have that 30, 40, 50 years ago.
We have them everywhere now.
Girl, if you even knew, I have such a crazy story that I'm like, I hope that we get to cover it. But about just, I mean, and a lot of people don't like that, like they don't like that they're always on camera. But the fact is, between homeowners having Nest cams in the front of their house, those doorbell cams, you're on camera a lot. People
even have them on their vehicles at all times. On at all times. So you can't get away from it.
Can't get away from it. But anyways, it's just, if you have all this access to better collection of data and being able to analyze that data better and more effectively of how to spend the dollars that are there, I think it's super interesting. So it's like kind of the benefit of technology in a time when there's a lot of weird and scary stuff with technology.
When a lot of people are scared of technology, it's actually helping us on this side.
I could go on and on. I think one thing that's interesting, as a early adopter of Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of the things. I mean, I got on Facebook December of 2004. So literally they had just opened it up to, I think, was it started at Harvard?
I think so.
Right?
I think so.
It's ringing a bell.
It was like a project or something.
Yeah. And then they said, okay, you can now have a Facebook page. Like you used to have a college email address. And it had to be Harvard or wherever they started. I think that was what it. Wow. And then they said, okay, now we're going to open up to all colleges. And so I got on it literally New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2004.
Making your account.
But now it's like, it's just so interesting how this is all going to change. But with AI and with these like fake videos and stuff, I think it's really going to give more and more people the ick and like kind of have this like negative impact on how we're connecting via social media, because it's like, what can we even believe anymore? But I know I'm going on a tangent. Obviously, that's what's driving me crazy.
AI.
But anyways, I think that's really interesting. You think like, what was I think they had said this account had funneled 81. It was something like 80 billion.
80 billion.
Yes, into being able to improve
safety.
Yeah, that the fund received, I believe it was somewhere like around 80 billion.
Erica, you mentioned that this initiative or is looked at was looked at 10 years ago. But is this something that they continue to look every 10 years, every decade?
I'm assuming that they will. I mean, I'm trying to find that number. Basically, it was like talking about how much had been funneled into the highway fund since then. I'll find it, or you can look on on the link in this this live stream. We've got the link to the report, so you can. I mean, it's like I'm looking at it right now. It's like
extremely long.
It's actually not that long.
And who did you talk to specifically when you were getting all this information?
So Rick, what was his name? Rick. He's from Trip. They did a Rocky Moretti, the director of policy and research. He was one of the people that gave an interview, and I'm trying to find it. I wish I could. And then there was another Carrollton, the city of Carrollton, Carrollton, Texas. One of their council members, Nancy Klein, also spoke about this. So it was they did it over a live stream. Oh, here we go. 40 billion. 40 billion. Texas voters approving Prop 1 and 7 generated 40 billion in additional revenue to the Texas State Highway Fund. That's what it was. I was like, 80 doesn't sound right.
So 10 years ago, Texas residents voted for this to give us $40 billion to support.
Able to funnel $40 billion towards to transportation fund.
And was that through taxpayer money?
Through the like the gas on. I just want to get it right.
Transportation.
Hold on. So they redirected portions of the state oil and gas taxes, sales taxes, and motor vehicle taxes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they said, hey, instead of doing 60 cents all to this, let's do 5 cents over here. You know, this is me like spitballing, but like, you know what I mean? Like a little bit more here instead of all 60 cents here or something like that.
Spreading that 60 cents out
a little bit. In total, we talked about the Austin households and that sort of thing. But Texans, when you add up collectively, it's 18 billion.
Wow.
What that has been saved between, the better pavements, the safer streets and that sort of thing. So 18 billion saved. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess if you're watching this, try to go through your finances and see if it helped you.
I mean, you could, you literally could be like, did my tires last me longer?
Did I really save $2,000 in a year?
I know. And then, you think about just the cost of if someone is injured in a crash, how long are they out of work? How long, and then what of taxpayers' money went into, help the firefighters respond to it. And I don't know, it's all interesting.
It's all intertwined, right?
My favorite, but,
and your article explains it a little more, right?
Yeah, at least you can go to the link. Basically my article recaps everything that I've just said here. And then it also can take you to the link to the report if you want to check that out.
Interesting. Well, thank you for sharing all of this. There's a link to that report if you're looking for that. It's interesting to see what we vote on and then how it's making an impact now.
I always think back to when I think I was a senior at Texas State or at some time in my time, and they said, I think there was a tuition hike or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, and it's going to go to X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, well, I'll never see it. Girl, now if I go to the Texas State campus, I'm like, I don't even recognize it. Like, this looks so different than when I was there in the early 2000s. So,
and it's changing every year.
Oh my God. We just did a story. I saw something about
new apartment complexes.
Expanding. Hold on. As a fellow, since we're both Bobcats, give us time. Texas.
Every time I go back, there's a new restaurant, there's a new shopping plaza, there's a new apartment complex. They're always growing.
Yeah, the University Star, is this?
The newspaper?
Yeah, let me see if I can.
We're going to have a Bobcat segment here on What's Driving You Crazy.
I know. I do wish I could spend more time. Anyways, it's just, they are always growing, and which is exciting. Hey, it's good for the alumni, for sure.
Yeah. It's always good to go back and visit. Well, thank you, Erica, for joining us and sharing this. It was great to take a look back at what we voted on and how it's making a difference now, right?
Yep, for sure.
And that's all we have here. Thank you for hanging out with us on What's Driving You Crazy. Again, I'm Esmeralda Zamora. And if you're interested in more great conversations like this, make sure to download our KXAN Plus streaming app. It's free to download on your favorite TV app store, anywhere you get your streams. And don't forget to check out our website, KXAN.com, for all of the latest news and weather updates. We'll see you soon.